What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with another early review for a game that is actually still in early access, and this is PRODEUS. It's a first-person shooter that is stylized from modern rendering techniques, but that has that old flair to it. Now, if you're like me, you know you want to subscribe to the channel. I had to figure out a way to sneak it in there at the beginning. If you're like me, Doom Eternal didn't really do it for you. The original Doom, absolutely. Really phenomenal experience. I really like, and I'm talking about the most recent Doom. I'm not talking about the OG Doom, which is just a timeless classic. I'm talking about the one that came out a couple of years ago, kind of rebranded the series, brought it back to kind of present day, and that was a phenomenal game. It was gritty, it was fun, there was a lot of run and gun involved, tons of weapons to select from, insane amount of gore, the music, the sound, you know, like just the hard rock music playing constantly in the background, the level design, the graphics, the performance, it hit across the board every mark. And in some cases, many felt it was definitely a Game of the Year candidate. I know I did. I was very excited for Doom. Unfortunately, I feel like when Doom Eternal came out, it kind of lost its way. And I talked a lot about this just independently of Doom Eternal. But Doom Eternal, I think, really just got too complex. It became this weird puzzle game where you had to use melee and flame rockets and, you know, glory kills, all in combination to restock ammo or armor or health. And it was too hard. It was more like a puzzle game and less of a shooter game. And I don't know about you guys, I mean, everybody is different, but to me, Doom is best when it's played run and gun. Your teeth are gritting, hard, heavy metal music is playing, enemies are being absolutely destroyed in front of you by the thousands on the screen, and you are a one-man wrecking crew. And I really think that Doom Eternal, and I never beat it. I bought it because I wanted the helmet. I love the Slayer helmet. I'm happy I got the piece of plastic. But the game itself just didn't do it for me, and I very quickly moved on. Very, very quickly. I just was like, this is not good. So I have always been looking for something to kind of scratch that itch. This is that game. This is absolutely that game. It basically checks off everything that I just said about the earlier version of Doom over Doom Eternal in every stretch of the imagination. And it's cool because it's a fun little indie game. You can pick it up right now on Steam. It's early access. Or you can play it for free. This is the way I currently checked it out on Game Pass for PC. I don't think it's for console. I could be wrong. Leave a comment below and tell me if I got that wrong, but I feel like it's only for PC at this point. It is early access. That comes with some caveats. There is some technical issues with it. Not horrible, but there are some issues with it. And it needs some work. But it is a reimagining of the original Doom that we've all played, the godfather of first-person shooters, and it's just redone with all the bells and whistles that you would expect from a modern game. Ultra-high frame rate, silky smooth performance, but it still has that kind of, you know, 2D, pseudo 3D pixelated flair to it. This is the Doom that we wanted a sequel to that we never got. And it's unfortunate that, you know, id couldn't figure it out on their own, that they needed to have somebody else go through and kind of pick up the pieces. But this is just from a different studio that picked it up and just basically made a love letter to the original Doom. And I think they did a phenomenal job. Now, there are some modern things, and I can tell that they are working on making this a bigger kind of story in the sense. They're definitely expanding the universe by quite a bit, particularly with some of the overlay stuff that they have definitely started to work on since it released almost a year ago. Actually, November of 2020 is when it launched. I'm recording it now in July. It's come a long way since I saw it initially. But I feel like they're going into even more territory. Specifically, you have an overworld map. There are individual score challenges on each map. There is a weapon wheel with multiple slots for each type of weapon. So, you know, your pistol will use a certain type of ammo, but there's a different type of pistol. There's different shotguns you can select. It's a giant wheel. There's actually a lot of slots. I'd be surprised actually to see if they truly fill out as many weapons as they have slots for, because it seems like quite a bit. And not in a bad way. It's never overwhelming. I never really felt like I couldn't use the weapon of my choice. There were times that I ran a little bit low on some of the, you know, over-the-top SMG type weapons. But for the most part, I got to use whatever I want. You always have your melee tried and true fists if you need them to get going again, which obviously is fine. But I feel like they've done a good job of kind of keeping that pace gritty and hard and fast. And every enemy is dropping some sort of weapon. Every enemy is dropping, you know, some sort of item that keeps you moving on. There are a lot of health pickups and, you know, this shield vials that are kind of scattered around, the shield plate things. Just everything you need to keep yourself going and fighting, this game has. And that's what I wanted. That's all we ever wanted, was just a mindless, fun, gritty shooter where you are the hero. You are the bona fide badass that's just going to basically single-handedly clean everything up. It doesn't have that lore to it that the original Doom had that I appreciated. Where you could read science logs and kind of get behind the mystery of what happened. There's really no dialogue to speak of. This may come later, it may not, and that's okay. This may just be purely a level, you know, level grind where you're just going to have 10 different levels. One's themed like a research lab, one's themed like a spaceship. I don't know, and you're just going to kind of go through those. And if that's what they choose to do, it's fine. I still think the original Doom is definitely, obviously, I mean, it was a big budget game. I still think that is kind of like the ultimate standard that they can go for. But the fact that this is an indie studio replicating that feel with, you know, the original look is awesome. So major endorsement for me on this game. I'm really, really excited to see where this one goes. And I think that if you're missing that experience, look no further. I'll close out this video by saying that I have not beaten it yet. There are a lot of levels, and they continue to keep adding to it. They seem to have a very active community. As a matter of fact, at the end of each level, they ask you to rate it. They seem to be very responsive, listening to kind of what the fans want. I think just more. I don't think there's anything bad about this definitively. There's obviously some bugs and some stuff to work on. They can clean up the interface, definitely. There's a few times where it just keeps reminding me that I picked up a shotgun every single time I picked up a shotgun. I know I just used it, but that's okay. I love where this is going. I can't wait to see more from these guys. So do yourself a favor and check this game out. So that's my endorsement for this game. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.